What is up, YouTube? It's your boy LeeWalk71, replace Day with a 4. I'm here with my WWE Super Showdown review for you guys. And before I get into it, I just want to say, this show wasn't that bad of a show. Now, as for the ending or the last match, I was kind of very iffy about. I wasn't really hyped for the Triple H Undertaker last time ever bullshit match they're doing, but whatever. I want to get this review out as soon as possible because I literally just finished watching the show. I just finished it. I slept through the live edition because I wasn't gonna stay up. Like, I stay up for a New Japan show, but I wasn't gonna stay up at 4 a.m. for an Australian show. I was like sleep. I would usually be sleep. Anyways, they opened up the show for the SmackDown Tag Team title matches. We had The Bar versus The New Day in a good opener match. Now, it started off with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston doing the tag team and Big E in a more manager type of thing. So the match started off like real fast paced between Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I always like when Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston team up because they're more speed and they do more high flying stuff. And that's what happened in this one. Kofi Kingston did all kind of like splashes and like springboard stuff on, I believe it was Cesaro, a lot of that. Then after a while, it just turned into Sheamus and Cesaro working on Kofi Kingston. And then Xavier Woods got the hot tag, which was really cool. And one thing about Xavier Woods is like he doesn't wrestle all the time, but when he does, he always never disappoints me in terms of actually impressing me with the stuff he does, because I see Xavier Woods all the time on YouTube with the Up Up Down Down, his gaming channel. Like, I actually watch it. He's actually kind of cool channel. And I always like remember him of that, but then when I actually see him wrestle, I'm like, oh, he's actually really fucking good. Hot tag, Sheamus and Cesaro did something. I'm trying to remember, but like basically Xavier Woods got the hot tag. Sheamus and Cesaro eventually got back, and then we get to the outside. Kofi Kingston hits a Trouble in Paradise onto Sheamus. Then Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston hit the I don't even know what they would call it because it wasn't the midnight hour, but basically Kofi Kingston hit a foot stomp on Cesaro, but Cesaro was like on Xavier Woods' back or whatever. I don't know how to explain it, but it was really cool to see. And New Day retained. It was a good match, it was really cool. And crazy enough, the Australia crowd, they actually popped for The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. They actually popped for them and popped for the New Day. I don't think they booed anyone except for, of course, Roman Reigns. Nobody else really got booed tonight. I don't understand. Maybe it's because this is their first live show in Australia, so everybody gets cheered, I guess. I don't know, because even when the shit Undertaker did to Triple H after the match, they were still cheering. So, but yeah, after that, we got the SmackDown Women's title matches. We had Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch right now on SmackDown Live is probably the best Becky Lynch I've seen in a long time, if ever, because this Becky Lynch is actually like, serious. She's kind of serious, but she's still her. And like, nobody wants to boo Becky because the whole point WWE was trying to do was turn her heel. But if anything, it just made her more popular. Her whole demeanor is like, she's more kind of Stone Cold, and I guess that's why people call her Stone Cold Becky Lynch. Shout out to Solid Monster. But her whole character is like, she walks around, she's the champ, she deserves this, that, and the third. She runs everything. Like, I like when she had an interaction with Lana on an episode of SmackDown where she basically said, I run this division, you're just in it, all this kind of stuff. So that was fun. Charlotte is still, Charlotte Flair is still who she's always is, dominant Ric Flair's daughter. But this match was it was okay. Pretty much a lot of the same stuff they did in the other match. Becky worked on Charlotte's arm. Then eventually Charlotte got out of it. She hit like 2 big ass spears, which was crazy. Becky Lynch goes for the SmackDown Women's title, but Charlotte stops it. She puts her in the figure 8, and as soon as she does that, Becky Lynch takes the women's title and just slaps Charlotte with it. More people should do that to Charlotte, because like, it seems like that move is very protected. Like, you will tap out if somebody does that to you. So she literally took the SmackDown Women's title and just slapped Charlotte with it. Got disqualified. Charlotte won by DQ. Becky retains championship advantage. Then after that, Charlotte pulled up on Becky. She tried to fight her off, and Becky said, She slammed Charlotte into the barricade, kicked her in the face, and walked off with the title. I really love Becky Lynch right now on SmackDown. She might be the best woman in all of WWE right now. And I'm saying that including Ronda Rousey. But anyways, after that match, we got Bobby Lashley and John Cena versus Elias and Kevin Owens. And before the match, we had Elias and Kevin Owens in the ring. You know, Elias singing and playing the guitar. Did a AC/DC song. I didn't even know that they were from Australia. I don't listen to rock music, so don't follow me for that. Kevin Owens says Australia is a cesspool of a city, and that Super Showdown should have been Canada. You know, same heel stuff wrestlers have been doing for like 50 years now. So we got this match. And Leo Rush was not with Bobby Lashley, and I was kind of disappointed because Leo Rush has made Bobby Lashley tremendously more interesting than Bobby Lashley can by himself in WWE. Cena came out with the full-grown haircut. His shirt looked looser than usual. That sounds crazy, I know, but his shirt was like way looser because, you know, Cena's been dropping weight when he was in China filming that movie with Jackie Chan, and apparently he developed a 6th move of Doom, the Iron Fist. Well, I'll talk about it because he ended the match with Iron Fist. And, yeah, it was a tag team match. I had no care for it. I was falling asleep watching this match, so I can't really tell you what happened. All I know is Bobby Lashley and John Cena won. And then when I checked Instagram, I saw John Cena won with the fucking Iron Fist, where basically he just punched Elias in the face and won. He had an attitude adjustment. I saw that too. I mean, it wasn't really in doubt who was going to win. It was going to be John Cena and Bobby Lashley. It's pretty much a careless tag team match. It was no build to it. It was really Bobby Lashley getting messed on. Like, Elias and Kevin Owens were like messing with Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush, and then you have to throw in John Cena because, you know, you need John Cena, I guess. I don't fucking know. So after the match, Cena's music hits. He cuts a promo basically saying he doesn't know what the future holds, teasing retirement. He's only in the now, and the next match we had was another tag team match. We had the Iconics making their homecoming to Australia versus Naomi and Asuka. Now, this match actually had build towards it, but I still didn't care. I can't even tell you what happened in this match neither because I was still falling asleep. All I know is I caught the ending of it, and the Iconics won. And I thought what would have happened after the match was that it would have been an Asuka heel turn on Naomi, because I feel like Asuka needs to be a heel because the shit they're doing with Asuka now is terrible. Like, they had Naomi and Asuka dancing. NXT Asuka would not allow that shit to happen. She would have been like looking at Naomi like, the fuck are you doing, B? And yeah, the Iconics won, homecoming reception, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's that. So the next match we got was the WWE Championship match in the no disqualification, no count out, there must be a winner match. Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles, if I didn't already say it, for the WWE Championship in the middle of the show. It couldn't be second to last. I'm kind of getting annoyed that WWE keeps putting the WWE Championship match in the middle of the fucking show. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, that's a world title. That at one point before the brand split, that was the title, that main event, and now it's like in the middle of the fucking show. I don't like that shit. And compared to the second to last match that happened, shit, this should have been it. And this match was good, just like the other matches. You know, AJ Styles actually was totally different. He didn't do his whole interest thing where he takes his hood off and flail his arms in the air. Nah, he had the hood on, looking dead at Samoa Joe. Took off his jacket, dropped the belt, ran up, and Samoa Joe slapped the shit out of him. And basically, it was Joe on the offense for a minute at the beginning of the match. Then eventually AJ Styles got on the offense. It was really a normal match until Samoa Joe pulled out a chair. We got to a point where AJ put Joe through the table, but really AJ put himself through the table. And Joe starts selling a knee injury, making it seem like he fucked his knee up or whatever. So AJ Styles started working on the knee. He went for a calf crusher, I think, but Joe countered it to a coquina clutch. He actually hit the coquina clutch 2 different times in the match, and I thought AJ was gonna tap out, but no, that didn't happen. AJ hit a springboard 450 on Samoa Joe's leg, and I was like, oh, that was weird. But the ending of this match literally had AJ hit the calf crusher on Joe, and Joe tapped out. That basically just ends this whole AJ Styles and Samoa Joe feud because Joe tapped out. Like, once you tap out, kind of donezo. Unless they do something on a SmackDown 1000, but from the looks of it, Joe and AJ's program is officially done. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with Joe. He's had both opportunities at the Universal and WWE title, so him becoming a world champion in the near future is very questionable right now. But I don't know what they can do with him now. I honestly can't tell you what they could be doing with Joe because he lost to Brock. He just lost 3 matches to not 3 matches, but he didn't beat AJ for the title, and he's had 3 matches, 3 pay-per-views straight. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with it. I know that at Crown Jewel we're gonna have AJ Styles versus the winner of Daniel Bryan and The Miz, which I'll get to later. Yeah, so that's that. AJ Styles retained. Good match, you know. It was really good. For it to be a no disqualification, no DQ match, no count out bullshit. They use like 2 weapons. So the next match we got the Riot Squad versus the Bella Twins and Ronda Rousey. First of all, shout out to Brie Bella. You could honestly, they could have built a story around this with Brie Bella like legitimately knocking out Liv Morgan on Monday Night Raw, like giving her a concussion and knocking her the fuck out. You could have built a story around that, but instead you didn't. Missed opportunity. It wouldn't even matter because I didn't pay attention to this match. I was eating breakfast doing a lot of the matches, but this was the match I know so majority of. I looked down, saw different stuff. I looked back up at my food, talking to my friends and stuff. But I could tell you Ronda Rousey made, who did she do? She made somebody tap out. Yeah, she did she did a double arm bar on Liv Morgan and Logan. Shit, what's this bitch? Sarah Logan. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. The forgotten one is Sarah Logan. Yeah, she made him tap out. So yeah, Ronda Rousey won. I don't fuck with the Bella Twins. So there's that. So the next match we got is honestly might be my favorite match on this entire card, and that is the WWE Cruiserweight Championship matches. We had Buddy Murphy make his homecoming return. Got a huge pop versus the Cruiserweight Champion Cedric Alexander. I like this match because I liked everything surrounding it. You got Buddy Murphy, who faced Cedric before, and Cedric beat him. Cedric Alexander has been everything on 205 Live that I've wanted him to be, which was unstoppable. And they brought out a stat right before this match, which made me think that Cedric was going to lose because Cedric did lose the title tonight. Was that they brought up that he hasn't been pinned in over 365 days, which if you don't know, that's a year for you slow motherfuckers. But he hasn't been pinned for over 365 days. He's beaten everybody on the roster. When I look down on the roster of everybody on 205 Live, he's beaten everybody. So for the sake of 205 Live, Cedric had to drop the title for the sake of 205 Live. This match was really good. It started out, the entire match was completely fast paced. This is what I guess WWE envisioned the Cruiserweight division matches to be, but not all of them can be as fast paced as this. You're gonna have a Drew Gulak match where he's trying to be all technical, and that's fine. I can respect a technical match, but when you build the Cruiserweight division up as being a don't blink, fast paced, you're gonna miss this type shit, then you gotta have matches like this for your title match. So yeah, the match, Buddy Murphy instantly was on that with Cedric Alexander. He hit a tope con hilo? I'm actually trying to learn these names. You know, the flip over the rope. He had a meteor off the top rope for a near fall. Then eventually Cedric Alexander got back into it. He hit a Michinoku driver off of the top rope. That shit was so fucking clean. I lost my shit. I'm sitting there eating oatmeal and fucking eggs. I'm just like, what the fuck? That shit was cold. It was for a near fall. Cedric Alexander hit his own tope con hilo. I really hope I'm saying this correct. What else did he hit? He hit a what's that move called? A Spanish fly for a near fall. It was like everything in this match was so fucking fast. Buddy Murphy hit the Kenny Omega V triggers because we gotta pay homage to Kenny Omega. Those are the fucking V triggers. He hit one on Cedric and tried to hit his finisher. Cedric actually hit the lumbar check and from what it looks like, the lumbar check is finishing people off. Whenever he hits the lumbar check, it's game over. So he hit the lumbar check on Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy kicked out, and the crowd went nuts. That's the perfect reaction you can have. That is what the Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar match at Mania's reaction was supposed to be when Roman kicked out of the F5. He kicked out of it because they've been building that move up. It's been unstoppable. He's beaten everybody with that move, and that's how you do it. Buddy Murphy hit a V-trigger out of nowhere and then hit his finisher, the Murphy's Law. 1, 2. I thought Cedric was going to kick out. 3. Buddy Murphy won the title, the Cruiserweight Championship. So Buddy Murphy is the new Cruiserweight Champion, won in his hometown. I'm actually happy for Buddy Murphy because it seemed like he was going nowhere after the whole Blake and Murphy thing at NXT. Alexa Bliss left, his fiance. It just seemed like he was just doing nothing in NXT. They weren't actually trying to use him. He was just there. So when they brought him up for the Cruiserweight Championship tournament and they kept him on 205 Live, he's pretty much been the savior, the low-key savior of 205 Live because his match with Cedric was really good. His match with Mustafa Ali, everybody won't ever shut up about it. And he had another match, I think, with Kalisto. And all the matches got like 4 stars. And I know that means nothing because, Dave Meltzer gives matches in New Japan 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stars. So when he gives away a 4-star, it's actually kind of impressive, especially in a WWE capacity because it seems like he'll never give the main roster a 5-star match. I don't know. But yeah, Buddy Murphy celebrated. He's the champion. As for Cedric, I think he should move on from 205 Live. I think they should put him on Raw. There's nothing else for him to do on 205 Live. Have him face Buddy Murphy at Crown Jewel for the Cruiserweight title, get his rematch, and have him move up. Move him up to SmackDown or Raw. I think Cedric Alexander deserves it. He's actually really, really good in the ring. He's amazing. There's nothing else for him to do in 205 Live, honestly. He's beaten everybody on the roster within a year. Especially as champion, he beat everybody. Mustafa Ali, Buddy Murphy, Drew Gulak, Hideo Itami. I think he beat Brian Kendrick. Like, he has not lost a match. Kalisto, he beat him at the Greatest Royal Rumble. So I think it's a time to move Cedric up. We can experiment with moving wrestlers up to main roster from 205 Live and see if that could be a way to bring people in to the main roster. I'm just saying. Now, will WWE do it? Probably not. They'll just keep him in there doing nothing. So we got the next match. Was actually a match I actually enjoyed, which I didn't think I was because the build for this match has been really shitty. We had The Shield versus Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. They call them the Pack, I think, or something like that. I'm just going to say Braun and them. So, The Shield came out, new vest, face mask. They was looking really badass with the titles, walking down the stairs and the crowd and stuff. It was actually really cool. So this match actually never started officially. It was just a big brawl between all of them. The Shield tried to put Braun Strowman through a table, and instead they all got jumped. Dolph Ziggler brought Seth Rollins back into the ring, and all 3 of them just was working on that sounds crazy, but they were all working on Seth Rollins for a minute, like a while in this match. They were just beating up Seth Rollins. He was constantly getting beat up because he had nobody to tag to. So they essentially inadvertently cut off the ring for Seth Rollins because he had nowhere to go because Roman and Dean were taken out by Braun and them. So they were working on him a lot, and then it got to a point where Braun Strowman tried to go for a dive off of the top rope because Seth Rollins took out Dolph and Drew, and Braun went for a top rope splash. Seth Rollins moved out the way and eventually tagged in Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose came in. I think Drew got tagged in. No, it wasn't Drew. It was Dolph. Then Dean started hitting the hot tag for a minute, and then eventually it got back to where Roman got another hot tag, and actually like the crowd booed, and then eventually was silent. So Roman Reigns did his thing, and then it just went back to being 3 groups of people beating the crap out of each other. And let's see, yeah, Drew tags back in. Well, Drew gets tagged in, and then Roman goes off on them. Let's see, we could talk about the ending of this match because it literally just turned into 6 men just hitting random moves on each other, honestly. So That happened for a minute, just moves after move. It was like a Superman punch on Drew after he was about to do like the reverse Alabama slam onto Seth Rollins. Roman had actually hit a Superman punch on Dean Ambrose inadvertently, because another thing they've been building up is trying to tease a Dean Ambrose heel turn, him turning on the Shield. Like they've been teasing it, and then there was a point in the match where Seth and Roman were in the ring, and Braun and them were surrounding them, kind of like how the Shield does people. And then Dean got on the apron, and he looked like he was going to turn, but then he went back in and helped them, fought them off. So we get to the end of the match. Braun is just going crazy, you know, doing his little thing where he runs around the ring and like shoulder tackles everybody. He held up Seth Rollins onto the apron. I mean, not the apron, the barricade. He was going to run into Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns literally came out of nowhere, speared Braun through the barricade, right? What is it? So they brought, let's see. So, yeah, into the barricade. Ziggler super kicks Roman Reigns, yeah. And then Ziggler and Drew bring Ambrose back into the ring, and they try to go for their zigzag type of thing, but Ambrose blocks the super kick, hits the dirty deeds on Drew McIntyre. I don't know, he hit it on Dolph Ziggler for the win, and the Shield retained off of a Dean Ambrose finish. Yeah. Since the whole Shield thing is pretty much over with, because Crown Jewel, it looks like there's going to be an IC title match and a Universal title match or whatever. Yeah. How can I explain this? They need to start with this Dean Ambrose heel turn if they want to get it for Crown Jewel. Either start at Crown Jewel, let it. I don't know if they want to do it at Crown Jewel. I said Crown Jewel so many times. It's such a funny name for a WWE pay-per-view. Or if they will do the Dean Ambrose heel turn at Survivor Series, because you know the legend playing Survivor Series match is Angle versus Corbin in terms of power for Monday Night Raw. I know. And it's supposed to be the Shield, Kurt Angle, and somebody else versus Baron Corbin and Braun and them and somebody else. I don't write this shit. So the next match we got was The Miz versus Daniel Bryan in a #1 contenders match. They built this match up. They had a whole video package for this match, only for this match to just say fuck itself. The match literally said, I'm gonna fuck myself. Pause on that. And that's what this match was. The Miz took the mic. He's about to cut a promo. Daniel Bryan immediately came out. I think they were running short on time, or maybe they're trying to prevent it, because during the show, a lot of the matches, a person's entrance never finished. As soon as a person was about to get in the ring, the other person's music played, and that shit made no sense. But anyways, the match started. It started off really fast. They were getting off all their moves. Miz was working on Daniel Bryan's ribs because he injured it on SmackDown. So I guess that was supposed to be like one of the stories in the match, or whatever the fuck this was. Then eventually, Miz was about to go for the running knee, stealing Daniel Bryan's running knee. Daniel Bryan hit a head kick. Then he started doing his yes kicks. He's about to go for the head kick again. Miz got out of it. They ran into each other. They ran like across, like, I don't know how to explain it. They ran from one turnbuckle to the other. Miz hit Daniel Bryan's knee move, and he got out of it. And then Daniel Bryan hit a small package and won. And I was like, was this supposed to happen? Was this a botch? What the fuck? And so yeah, WWE Crown Jewel is going to be AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. That should be interesting. I wonder if they're going to have a match like this, because if so, you can keep that shit. And Daniel Bryan is now known as Mr. Small Package, and for where I come from, being known as Mr. Small Package isn't the move at all. I don't think any man wants to be known as Mr. Small Package, but keep it moving. So, yeah, I had The Miz winning just so he could feud with AJ, and then you could have Randy Orton pick Daniel Bryan as his next victim, literally or figuratively, because Randy Orton be on some weird shit. So yeah, Daniel Bryan won in like a 2-3 minute match. That's the first time I've actually been disappointed with a Daniel Bryan match, like truly disappointed. And I say the match at Hell in a Cell too, but we keep it moving. So now we get to the main event, a no disqualification match that was literally made during the ring announcement between Triple H and Undertaker, last time ever, aka End of an Era Part 2. I am the one in the minority, and since I'm black, being a minority, it seems to be normal. But I'm in the minority of this Triple H Undertaker match. I didn't really care for it. I didn't even care that they brought Shawn Michaels back. Surely didn't care that they brought Kane back, because Kane literally comes back whenever they, like, Kane literally comes back whenever the fuck. Like, he was just back over the summer teaming with Daniel Bryan. Then he randomly returns to team with Undertaker. I don't fucking know. So this is a no disqualification match. Triple H, The Undertaker. I'll be lying to you if I said I cared for this match. I really didn't. I cannot give two fucks about this match. I don't know. I just wasn't into it. It's because I didn't care for it. I don't know. It's just like you can't have an end of an era match at a whole entire WrestleMania between Undertaker and Triple H, where that's supposed to be the last time ever, and then this is supposed to be the last time ever. And from the looks of it, this isn't going to be the last time they feud, because it seems like they're going to have a tag team match at Crown Jewel, the Saudi Arabia show. And if the Saudi Prince pulls out his check, we might get another Triple H and Undertaker solo match. Who the fuck? Like, bruh, what the fuck? Anyways, I can tell you what I did like from this match. They were actually trying to replicate some of the stuff between Undertaker's matches with Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Like when Triple H hit a tombstone on Triple H for a near fall, he did the thing where he looked all surprised and shocked, like at the camera type of thing. Kane served no purpose in this match other than choke slamming somebody or putting somebody through a table. Because literally Kane came back from being a mayor in Knoxville, Tennessee, and currently I'm in Nashville, Tennessee for college. So I find it funny that I'm in the same state that Kane is a mayor in. But anyways, Kane literally came all the way to Australia to get put through a table. And Triple H hit an elbow on Kane through a table. So they fought in the crowd. There was a botch, like, you know, when a wrestler flips another wrestler on his back. Well, this one wasn't as good. Triple H literally just like went up so little in the air and like was landed on something. It didn't even look brutal. Triple H got choked by Undertaker with like a wire or a hose or some shit. I don't fucking know. Another thing in this match is that every time Shawn Michaels tried to get involved in this match, he would completely get shut down by either Undertaker or Triple H. Not Triple H. Undertaker or Kane. So eventually, when he did get involved in the match, it was towards the end of it. And then the end of this match, because this match is pretty much pointless, they took out two referees. Undertaker had hit a Hell's Gate where Triple H had a sledgehammer. Fuck if I know. But anyways, Shawn Michaels came in the match. He never connected any of his moves, I think. He might have hit a Sweet Chin Music. He chanted. He was about to do the Sweet Chin Music. Undertaker called Shawn Michaels, put him in a tombstone position. Triple H hit Undertaker with the sledgehammer. Hits like one of the worst pedigrees I've seen in my life. The referee wakes up, counts the 1, 2, 3. Triple H beat Undertaker. I knew Triple H was gonna beat Undertaker too, cause like it was blatantly obvious. This was like a 25 fucking minute main event match for a fucking 53-year-old Undertaker and a 40-something-year-old Triple H. Let me make sure I'm correct. And a 49-year-old fucking Triple H. Anyways, after the match, Triple H hugs Undertaker. They all hold hands high in the air. Yay, end of an era, part 2. And then Undertaker and Kane jump DX. Undertaker hit a tombstone on Triple H. And then they put Shawn Michaels through a table. And the show immediately goes off the air. It wasn't even no highlight package that they do for like big shows. No, they just cut that shit off the air. So yeah, that was WWE Super Showdown. How fucking long is this review? Jesus Christ, this fucking review is almost 30 minutes. So I'm gonna wrap it up by 30 minutes, hopefully. My final thoughts on WWE Super Showdown. You have to put super on there to make it better. I didn't hate the show. The show was cool. There was a few matches that I personally didn't like, and that's probably the tag team matches because they meant nothing. But, I mean, New Japan does the same thing, but they do it better. But, I don't know. New Japan, on their shows, they have a lot of fucking meaningless tag team matches, but then their last 3 matches just turn the fuck up. So, this show wasn't bad. Compared to Backlash and Extreme Rules, this show was not that bad. It was actually kind of decent. My favorite match had to be the Cruiserweight Championship match because just everything surrounding it was really good, and it was a fast-paced match, and they got a lot of stuff done at the time they were given. Yeah. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Follow me on all my social media links down in the description below. Right after I edit this video, I'm actually going to be recording WWE 2K19 footage, like the Daniel Bryan showcase mode. I'm going to record that because I actually connect with that because I'm a big Daniel Bryan fan. I've watched his career from the beginning of WWE. I'll leave that for the Daniel Bryan video. But just know I've been watching him in WWE since the beginning. So to see that they're actually like recreating it and putting it in the game is actually really fun. It just brings, I wouldn't even say nostalgia because it was only like 3 years ago that all of this was 3-4 years ago that like the whole Yes thing took off. I'd say about 4 or 5 years ago. Ooh, it's not really nostalgic yet. Wait like another 10 years or something. But it's just nice to see it. Like when they do the other stuff, it's cool to watch because that was the whole Attitude Era or the Stone Cold when they did the previous showcases. But I wasn't watching. I wasn't even born. But I watched the whole Daniel Bryan thing happen. So for me to be able to, see it in the game and actually recreate is actually pretty cool. But I'll save that for the Daniel Bryan showcase video. I'm out. Peace.